Hi guys, second video for today. I wanted to do a quick planner update. I apologize for the horrible light. I know I look ridiculous. I really don't look as ridiculous in proper lighting. I apologize. It's getting on toward evening and the light in here is just, it's a bit cloudy out. Anyway, but I want to do a quick update. Things are flying out of it, no big deal. The Filofax that I talked about in my last planner video, and I picked something up the other day that I'm going to show you. I talked about in my last video that I had purchased a Lilly Pulitzer agenda for this year. It's a 17, 18-month planner, something to that effect. This was the design. I talked about it. These are the yanked out pages. I said that I didn't know how I was going to use both this and the Filofax. I had decided that I would yank out pages. You can see here where I've punched them to fit in the Filofax, and I had them in there, and I just wasn't using them. I have decided that this format just doesn't work, and it's all plannerism Lori's fault. I'll explain that in a minute. But the weeks, the days, let's just take this for example. So the days are laid out like a day here. This is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they're laid out in blocks across the page. Way back when, 100 years ago, I had a discussion with Plannerism's Lori about weekly formats, and she had said, I love the weeks and columns. I can see all the way across my week. I can see what needs to be moved over to the next day. It's very easy to see. And I said, oh, I hate days and columns. I just hate the way it looks. And me being so smart, I won a Quo Vadis Trinote. I'll link that for you down here. I have it here somewhere, but I'm not sure I can pull it. Oh, I lied. Quo Vadis Trinote from Exclair. It has the days and columns. It has notes under here. And this is just, I'm not comparing, I'm just mentioning in that Lori has done several posts on this. And the paper, obviously, is Clairefontaine paper and fantastic. You can see there I did use it some. But after I started using this, and then after I started using the Erin Condren, I was done in for a weekly format any other way. So after having talked to Lori, now it seems that I can't use a weekly format if it isn't days as columns. So the Lilly Pulitzer was an epic fail. Luckily, it was not particularly expensive. I'm using the Filofax week on 2 pages, days and columns. Looks like this. You don't need to see all my drivel. There's nothing remotely interesting. I really actually like this format, even though it's Filofax. It's traditionally it's the regular white Filofax paper, which is, we've all complained about it being utterly crappy, and it is. You can't use a fountain pen on it, but that's fine because I'm an equal opportunity pen whore and have all kinds of gel pens and felt tips and stuff that work. I put my gratitude lists down at the bottom. There's space down here at the bottom of the Filofax pages for that, and so I just plug that in. Now the month things get in the way a little bit, but I have not found it particularly prohibitive. I have also found with these month things, because with Filofax there is the month prior, or the current month, excuse me, and then the next month. I have found with these that I don't really miss having a monthly planner because I, like most people that I've seen use monthly planners, record things like appointments, paydays, bill dates, things that I can look at and see. What I do here is, let me see if I have a page that I can show you what I do, is circle them, and I usually color code them. This one is not color coded for whatever reason, but I just circle pay dates and stuff, and I color code them. So green is payday, red is a bill, and I know I don't have so many bills, but I don't know what comes on what day, so I can see when they're coming in what payday that bill needs to be paid from. So it works out fine, and I really haven't missed having a monthly because of that. So this format is working really, really well. I did purchase, well, a friend overseas was kind enough to purchase the Quo Vadis. Quo Vadis makes A5 inserts in that Trinote format that I just showed you. I'll link all this for you down here, and I'll link Lori's site so you can take a look at the Trinote. I'll link the Exclair website, Lori's website, and Filofaxy so you can see all the things I'm talking about. They make an A5 size in that wonderful Clairefontaine paper in the same format that I showed you in the Trinote. So it looks like this, only in A5 size. These pages are a little bit larger than A5. So it has the notes along the bottom, it has space over here to write, and it's the exact same format, except I think that the days are in French, which it doesn't matter to me. It's obvious what days they are. It's not important to me. So he was kind enough to send those over for me, and those are what I plan on using for next year, is these days and columns in the A5 Filofax as my weekly planner. Now, I was at Barnes & Noble Thursday for my children's birthday, and I was just puttering around, and lo and behold, I ran into this. Some of you will recognize it immediately. I wish the color would show. It's not that purple. It's a very light raspberry color. It looks a lot like the Raspberry Chameleons. Not quite as dark, perhaps. It is a Quo Vadis text agenda. I have wanted one of these for a long time. I really like day per page format, and I picked it up. Did I need it? Not even close. Bought it because I have a planner problem. These are just some stickies that Tracy had talked about in one of her videos that I also picked up from Barnes & Noble. It's just like a bookmark thing, and they're nice because they're transparent, so you can still see the writing underneath, and I just have them here to use on my pages. And in the front, this is the club cover. They have a space here and a space in the back. I have been using these field notes for lists, which is really nice. It tucks right in the back very easily. Up here you could put post-it notes or flags or whatever floats your boat. In the beginning of a text agenda, it has the months as columns. I really should not have highlighted that. Now it's very distracting. But I do the same thing that I do with other months, is I just do a little dot in whatever color it is, so it's either a bill or a pay date. And that works fine for me to be able to see. The months, I mean, let's be honest, the months laid out in blocks are easier to see, like a traditional calendar are easy to see, but I don't mind these. It's not a problem. The reason some of them are blue is that all of the Sundays are blue, but the holidays are also blue. It's not a big deal. At the very top, they have a place for priority, so if you're at priority that month, you could pencil it in. Very, very small space. I don't know what the page size is. I was going to see if it told me in the front. Yeah, I do. It's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, or 12 by 17 centimeters if you're anywhere but the U.S. So 4 3/4 inches by 6 3/4 inches, or 12 by 17 centimeters. So it's pretty small. In comparison, I'm going to show you to an A5 Filofax page. Shoot, I can't get. Well, the whole thing fits on, with room to spare. So it is a day per page. The corners, I like Quo Vadis. This is really neat because the corners tear off at the bottom, so you can find where you are immediately and flip to that page. I really like that feature in all of them because that keeps you from having to put a binder clip or paper clip or something that makes your pages bulky and makes it difficult to write on. So you have pages for the months. You have one for July of 2012. I wish they would do this. I wish they would do all the months like this. It would add a little bit of bulk, but it would be so worth it. This is a 2-page regular squared month with a place for notes here. I wish Quo Vadis would do this for all of the months in the calendar. You have one notes page. This is the biggest failing of any Quo Vadis planner, I think, really is the lack of note pages. Some of them have more than others. The TriNote has one, I think, which is disappointing. But in the text agenda, you have the date up top. So this is an academic planner, so it goes August through July. The date at the top, the month. You have your times up top, like your appointment times. So it starts with 8 o'clock in the morning, which is a little bit late for me for most of the year. In the summer, it's not so bad. So appointment times up here, you have a box for priority. And in some of these priority boxes, here's a good example. It has the holidays over here, which can be distracting because sometimes, like I noticed this one for Eid, you have Eid and Assumption. So you have Muslim and Catholic Orthodox. It takes up a fair amount of space if you're using that space for something else. It's not a huge deal. So you have this priority box, and then you have oodles and oodles of note space, and then down here at the bottom you have a notes box, which is not really big enough for a whole lot of notes, but you could use that as a dedicated place for your gratitude list or whatever it is you're using. So I've been trying to figure out how to use these. On this one I put gratitude list here. I think I'm going to keep that. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I think I'm going to keep those at the bottom of the Filofax because that's just a much better space at the end of the days than those. But you can see that I've just been using the heck out of it for the last couple of days. I really love daily formats. They're my favorite. I've been trying to figure out what to put where. So like here, I've been trying to figure out, you know, can I block off some to-dos right here and make a double line so that there are checkbox? I never underestimate the power of the checkbox. Can I put notes here? Can I track my water and my vitamins here? Or where do I put stuff? So every page is a little bit different because I'm trying different things out. This up here is not native to the planner. I've put that just some little colorful things in with Faber-Castell Pit Artist pens. They don't bleed through the paper. I don't know if they bleed through Filofax paper, probably. They're permanent once they're dry. They're India ink. They're just a little, I mean, I didn't do this to do a review on these, but they're just a little small brush tip. There, you can see it. And they're fantastic. I love them. And I used to use it in my Moleskine when I had the little baby Moleskine. Let's see if I can grab it. It's right here. When I was using the daily baby Moleskine, and I used to decorate the pages on it, and it was just the same thing. I just did like a, you know, down the sides of the pages, just some colorful edging, and it just kind of dressed up the day pages a little bit, made them more visually appealing. This is not unappealing, it's just white, and white paper is fabulous, but, you know, it also begs to be colors sometimes. So, probably what will happen now is that this will come with me every day in my bag, much easier to carry. I don't have a problem carrying the A5. It's not really an issue, and I took all the Lily Pulitzer stuff out and the A to Z tabs, so it's much thinner than it was, much lighter, and I don't know, I may end up carrying them both, I may not, we'll see. So that's what's going on right now. I have a daily and a weekly, and I don't know, this may not work, this may just, you know, I don't know. I figured this makes a really good log book, this makes a really good planner. I'm really fond of logging my days, what happened, what the weather was like, tracking my water, tracking my vitamins, tracking what happens. You know, I have a new puppy, what happened with her, what goes on with the kids, thoughts. I use it more as a brain dump. And like in here, I've put, what do you really need to record in a planner? Because I'm trying to decide what this is used for versus what Filofax is used for. So things like, when were you happiest with your planner? And, you know, what planner was that? Was it the TriNote? Was it the Erin Condren, and why? What need do you really want your planner to satisfy? Because in the past, I have not been happy when I have not been using a nice leather binder. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the feel. I like the smell. I like the pleasure of using a leather binder. So I use these dailies a lot as a brain dump, and I did when I used daily in Filofax too. Plans, make a plan for websites that I found that I want to go back to, or I want to link to programs, ideas for videos. So that's more how I generally use a daily planner. It's more of a brain dump, a daily log more than anything. So really, this will probably end up being more of a daily log. It will probably go around with me. It's not that much bigger just to toss in my bag. It's not like it's a big deal. This will probably continue to be my main planner of choice because I can see the entire week at once, and that way things don't get missed. Not that I have a bunch of appointments, but when I have to-dos and things, that way they don't get missed. Anyway, that's the update. If you have any questions, comments, let me know, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.